So is co-op season. So a lot of students now is preparing their resumes and applying to different companies, hoping for a summer internship. And I think this is the time where a lot of students will get bummed out because they might have their top three choices of internship that they're hoping to get, but in reality, a lot of students won't end up getting their top three choices. They might end up still getting a co-op, but it might not what they intended to be, and they may be disappointed. And from personal experience, I used to be one of those students who had to apply to co-ops, and I didn't always get the interview that I wanted, and I didn't get the offers that I envisioned myself getting. And it's okay, because the co-op experience, you should see it in two ways. The first is you want to look at it from just gaining experience. A lot of students will benefit from just gaining experience in general, especially if you're a younger student and you have no prior work experience. In that instance, anyone can benefit from any job, regardless if it was your top three choice or not. The first job is always the hardest to get in my perspective, because a lot of recruiters kind of want to hire students with experience, even though they're hiring for student internships, which is in my perspective really intended for your company to train new blood. But for some reason, a lot of companies, even for student internships, they try to look for students with pre-existing experience. So it can be a little difficult for students without any prior experience. For students who are looking for that first job, be happy with any job that you have, because the first job isn't the last job you're gonna get. The first job is really for you to just pad your resume, say that you have experience, so that the second time you can look for a job that you are more interested in. Now, if you already have that first job experience and you're looking for your second and third and so on, look at the co-op experience as a launching pad. And what I mean by that is, in once you have your first experience and your resume is padded and you're more likely to be picked up by a recruiter for an interview, look at the co-op experience in two ways. The first is to test out a career that you may be interested in, but you're not too sure about. So a co-op experience is a good way to test it out. So in that instance, you're not going to go, full-heartedly and think you're going to make a career out of it. It's really to just spend a bit of time exploring that particular job type to see if it's what you want. And the second is to look at the co-op experience as a way to kind of broaden your skill set and experience to reach the end goal that you want. And what I mean by that is, for example, if you want to be a consultant after you graduate in 4 years, for example, then you want to break down what the consulting firms look for in a consultant. And there may be some students who get picked up in the first co-op term as a consulting intern or a business analysis and work their way up through the food chain, but in reality, there's not many students that can end up doing that. So you want to look at, in 4 years, I want to be consultant. Understand and break down what they look for in a consultant and see what kind of skill set you need to bring yourself up to. And then once you figure out what those skill sets are, for example, if there are 4 main skill sets that they look for in a consultant, one is, broad experience, because they want people to be generalist. 2 is they want to look at a business analysis skills. 3 might be communication and presenting skills, and 4 might be some sector-specific skill. Then you want to, spend your following co-op terms kind of tackling each of those 4 pillars, so that in 4 years' time, when you're about to graduate and you're applying to jobs again, for your real full-time job now, you're more confident, and you've really kind of solidified your application on being a consultant, so that you have a higher and greater chance of being picked up by the recruiters. So what I've just presented is really a shift in mindset when it comes to thinking about the co-op experience. Don't look at the co-op experience as your way to get the career that you want right away. Look at the co-op experience as either a launch pad or a stepwise approach to gaining that experience and skills that you need in order to have the career of your dream in the future. Is really meant to be a pathway, and not a quick tick solution. If you think the latter, then a lot of you will become disappointed very quickly. But if you take the time to look at it as an opportunity, as a learning opportunity, then you'll enjoy this process a lot more. You'll be less disappointed, and you'll be much more realistic in terms of setting those goals.